how can I help you today? Do you need a tire rotation? A brake service? An oil change? Got no AC?
Howdy, boys and girls, men, women, and children of all ages. It's Os with ASM Auto, and today I've got for you the grand finale of my toolbox tour, which would be my Macsimizer roll cart. So all of my most common tools are in this cart. So we're going to go over each and every drawer and the tools in it, and in the future I'm going to make additional videos that go into more depth for the tools in this drawer, especially the ratchets. But for now, let's do an overview. And before we get started, you might remember this guy. This is my 94 YJ. It's alive and well, doing great. And it is now our plow Jeep. As you can see the attachment down there. So I figured, say hi, YJ. And starting from the very top. So right there is a parts tray that's a Hazit. It's very nice. As you can see, it kind of has a dip to it. So it's really great for catching parts. There's a snap-on fold-out parts tray. There's the snap-on clamshell fold-out parts tray. There's three of the classic Matcos there. And then we've got a lot of our little mini pry bars. So we've got our Max there. This thing is freaking awesome. That's the Lyle that I featured in an earlier video not too long ago. There is my little, my hand spinner, I guess you could say. There's the 1/4-inch drive. That's the Stavilla. And it's locking. I love these Stavilla locking extensions. I have a whole set at home. And next to that is the Carlisle, same deal. And that one actually has the, it can be used as an extension. It's got the female drive end. Then you've got two snap-on pry bars bent and straight. And then you've got a Matco with a really great angle. Same story, USA, probably shaft all made in the same place, I would guess. There's a 1/4-inch Mac, 9-inch long axis ratchet. That is the locking. Love that thing. These are my these are kind of my go-tos. I've got some other 3/8 since I got this one that I started to use more frequently. And here's, of course, the Matco locking flex head ratchet. The traditional, the classic Matco, but with upgraded color handle and that cool black chrome finish. I know they have a new one, nickel chrome, looks pretty badass, but I'm pretty happy with that thing. Then one of my favorite lights is the snap-on fold-out light. This thing's just great because this little bar you can stick between wheel spokes. So you can get a good look in there before you take anything off. Like you can get a good look at brakes and things like that. But you can basically stick it in any nook and cranny, and it's got different lighting settings, and it's magnetic, I believe, on the end as well as the flat side. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is, that's got to be magnetic. Stuff is sticking to it. And I did mention in another video the Vim stubbies were the go-to for that parking brake job I did on my 2001 Pontiac. But this is basically the same thing. This snap-on set was like on sale. It was around $100, so I kind of just wanted to have it. And I also do have the Fun Dip ratchet. The funny thing is I kind of use the Vim kit, which is right here most of the time. Or no, right there. That's the Vim kit. That's the stubby Vim kit with the ratchet in it. I use that a lot, but technically I could use this along with the snap-on Fun Dip ratchet. And then next to that, we got some eye protection. This is the Vim stubby bit set, the MMS 450. And again, I'll go into more detail of all these in a later video, but I think most people have seen the stubby bit sets by now. There's a snap-on tape measure. There's my Matco screwdrivers. Do not use these to adjust your... Do not use these to adjust your parking brake. I kind of took quite a bit of material off of this one. Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, I was surprised. I was kind of surprised. I mean, I know that's hard metal on those adjusters, but wow. Wasn't expecting that. Yeah, well. Come on, Wit. Get with it. Yeah, that was lame, I know, but I'm going to leave it in. All right, and then we've got some extension magnetic pickup tools here, kind of the more traditional styles. We've got my inspection mirror down there. We've got the DeWalt, high output, stubby 12-volt impact gun. The one that rivals the Milwaukee and the newer brushless snap-on. And then next to that, we've got the Mac 1/4-inch impact gun. So when I was mentioning the Mac tools in the last video, it was the last video, when I said I got like a BOGO where it came with 3 Mac tools, I think I was wrong. It actually came with this tool, the stubby impact, and then it came with I think it came with that for free if you bought the screw gun and the drill kit. And for some reason, they accidentally sent out the impact instead of the screw gun. So then they sent me the screw gun for free just to make up for it. That's how freaking awesome Mac Tools is. So that's how I ended up with 4 of those 1/4-inch tools. And they're all great. I got my Snap-on. This is the one that came in that other BOGO set with the screwdrivers. But I keep this in here. I primarily bought it for this, and the screwdrivers are backups to the Matcos. And here we've got some sockets. So 1/4-inch, shallow, mid, and deep. These are all Snap-on in a Snap-on tray. Back here we got shallow, mid, deep, hodgepodge, mostly Craftsman, shallow and deep. The mid deeps are the Snap-on, but there's also some other stuff mixed in here, I think. Let me see. Yeah, this is Williams, basically Snap-on. I mean, it is really. And then there's some Matco USA mixed in here. Back here, this is Right tool. But yeah, primarily Craftsman, all from similar vintages. I think down here there's a Proto and some more Matcos. Over here, I love these things. These are the protected wheel lug nut sockets from Koken. You've seen these in a lot of. These are more popular these days. I've had these for a while, but you see them in a lot of videos these days. So those things are fantastic. The only thing that's a little bit of a challenge is they're very precise, very tight fitting. So if you have a swollen lug nut, it is a bitch getting it out of there because that shaft is not hollow. All right. So back here we got a Snap-on bit set. Below that, I've got a Snap-on extended bit set. These are just, they're a little on the pricey side. They're not terrible compared to other tool trucks, but they are great. This is a lifesaver. This thing is great for swollen lug nuts. Of course, you can always go up another size, but sometimes that doesn't always work. These are the mid sizes. And this is a Blue Point kit, but you can get this branded all kinds of different stuff. And then below that, this is a really cool kit. I'm going to open these up. So basically, this is Baco. It's similar to the Snap-on, and it's not interchangeable with the Snap-on per se, but you can fix that if you add a couple of pieces. This is a gear wrench, I guess, male-to-male connector. It's female drive on both ends. So this can actually work with the Snap-on along with this piece right here. So the gear wrench actually works with the Snap-on. The Baco doesn't work with the Snap-on, but if you buy these 2 gear wrench pieces off of Amazon for a few bucks, basically you can make all this interchangeable with the Snap-on. And I really love this Baco. Like, I wouldn't trade this for the Snap-on stubby. It's an awesome little kit. And below that, you're following me, of course. Below that is this kit also has been an absolute, oh, there we go. Trying to see it as I hold the camera. Yeah, you know what? Let's just take that out of there. So this kit also has been an absolute lifesaver. And this is basically on one end, it's like a normal drive, and then the other, it's a flip socket. The other end is an extractor. So again, you can get this branded. I think all the tool trucks carry it. But this is also a great kit. And made in USA. It's never failed to take off a worn out lug nut. And actually, I should say, I bought a wheel lock remover kit from Sunex. Doesn't really work. But we use this to remove wheel locks. When a customer doesn't want to keep the wheel lock and they lost the key or something. So that works great for wheel locks as well, and those are completely rounded, so great kit. All right, over here you got some Mac pry bars. These are the big boys. I think this is 36-inch, probably 24. There's a couple more Mac pry bars over here. One more two more, yeah. There's one there. I think that's like the 18 maybe, and this is the 12, something like that. And then the little one, oh, this might be the little guy, yeah. There's the little guy. He's pretty cool. Although with these super small pry bars, it's kind of like, he still has a use, but not as much. And then over here, I've got the Matco pry driver set. That one held up a little bit better with the adjuster, but now that I have those brake spoons, I don't have to worry about ruining any more screwdrivers if I ever need to adjust my parking brake again. I also have a full set of these. These are the kind of the old school handle Snap-on straight pry bars. I got a great deal on those, the whole set. Over here, I've got an SK extra long Phillips. I've got a Proto extra long, I think it's 1/4 inch. I've got both the Vessel impact screwdrivers. Those are great. And then I also have somewhere in here, I think it's here. Yeah, I've got a regular straight Matco pry bar. I really do like, I do like the Matco handles. I know some people complain about the new handles. They're not new, you know, they were new like 5 years ago, but I like those handles actually. And I've got, this was a great BOGO. I've got the 2 Blue Power magnetic socket sets, the 1/4 inch metric, shallow and deep, fantastic. I kind of like these a little bit better than the Sun-X because they, and even a little bit better than the gray pneumatic. I think the corner wheel is just it's a little bit different. It might be made by one of those companies. They might be the OEM, I'm not sure, but it's a little bit different than both, and I think it's a little bit higher quality. So if you can get it on a BOGO, it's reasonable. Back here, I've got a collection of bits. So this is the Snap-on 1/4 inch extensions. This is a Sun-X 1/4 inch. This is Snap-on locking. This is a Williams Flex that's made in USA. So if you don't want to spend on the Snap-on Flex joint, you can go Williams. This was a Vim that they actually threw in a BOGO with this kit. That was a great deal. That's like the double jointed 1/4 inch extension. I've got 2 Vessel. I ordered one of these by accident. It's kind of like a small Phillips, and then one's like a high torque Phillips. These are, you know, basically screwdriver bits / impact bits from Vessel. And then this is I think it's a T30. Yeah, I think this is a T30. It didn't come in the larger Snap-on kit down there, so I got that there. This that's my Hazit bit adapter I just got. This is a Vera bit adapter. This one is that Mac? I think this one's Mac. Yeah, this is I'm pretty sure this is Mac Tools. That's a Mac Tools bit adapter. Next to that, I've got a 6-piece kit from Home Depot Husky. This is the 1/4 inch, 3/8, and 1/2 inch extensions. And then I've got the shorter version of those. And I could say like this set from Home Depot is as good as anything on the planet when it comes to these. So just buy it. At least when I bought it, it was. All right, so that does it for the top drawer. Next, we're gonna go to, oh boy, wait until you see this. Oh. The ratchet drawer. If you wondered where the hell my ratchets were, they're all in here. So, like I said, I'm gonna go over all of these in more detail in a future video, so don't get your panties in a bunch. All right, so back there we got a 30-inch flex head Matco breaker bar ratchet, fantastic. We got the 25-inch, 24-25 Snap-on version. That is locking. I don't mind the button on the 1/2 inch because I'm never really worried about obstructions. This is probably my favorite 1/2 inch ratchet. This is the extendable Hazit. It's freaking amazing. Oh yeah, and then this is an 18-inch Carlisle locking, also great. This is a gear wrench standard length 1/2 inch. This is the Snap-on I just featured in a video where it's got the blue handle. It is the locking 3/8. Haven't really used it yet, so I don't have an opinion on the locking extension, but I don't really mind that much, you know, if it occasionally gets knocked, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Next to that is this is probably my most used ratchet, or second most compared to that. Probably most, I think. This is the Mac Axis ratchet. I really love this thing. You know, this thing is awesome. Snap-on, we've got the Snap-on roto head ratchet. This is the Franken ratchet Snap-on. It's the extra long 1/4 inch converted to a 3/8. Here you've got the standard 1/4 inch with a 3/8 head. Here you've got the 1/4 inch with a 3/8 head roto. You've got a right tool mini 3/8. You know, same thing, 1/4 and a 3/8. You got the this thing's pretty strong, so I almost consider this more of a stubby than a 1/4 inch. But technically, this is a proto 1/4 inch with a 3/8 head, and it is super smooth. This is the new Snap-on 100 tooth, which I just got like a couple weeks ago, and so far I really like it. Snap-on has fixed some of the problems that people are complaining about. The reason it was rough, the mechanism was rough, is because they didn't put enough grease in the head. They've corrected that. The reason it was floppy is because, and you might have noticed this if you purchased the Snap-on extra long zero offset ratcheting wrenches, they had the same problem. The joint in here, the what do you call it, like the spring washer, or basically the washer in there that was creating the tension was too weak, too small, too weak, and it wasn't doing anything. It was just getting crushed, like a crush washer. So they upgraded that washer, and that totally fixed that problem. So, I mean, this thing's been flawless. And at this point, I'm starting to like it a whole lot, and maybe as much as that guy. But anyway, that leads me to this guy. So this Cornwell is probably my favorite 3/8 ratchet, even though I don't use it a ton. I just love this thing. It's the old 30 tooth. It's got the dial on the other side. So yeah, it's made the original way, the old school way, and with a new modern handle, and I absolutely love that thing. I think might be the best mechanism ever made, is that Cornwell 30 tooth, in my opinion. So I wanted to have that for collection purposes, because I've got another Cornwell 30 tooth here. I've got a couple at home that are older, and I love those ratchets. All right, so down here, before we get back to the other ratchets, this was a somewhat recent pickup. This is the Mac 1/4 inch impact locking extension set. And then below that, my most used extension set would be the Master Mac 3/8 locking extension set. Love that thing. It's incredible. Just great stuff. Down here, we've got some super long extensions. So here is a 1/4 inch, 24 inch locking snap-on. Here is a 36 inch SK. But try finding that anywhere. I got that from a place called Circle Supply for like $50. It was they were clearancing it out. And then down here is your typical your bell housing bolt extension. You know, where it's like 1/2 inch on that end, and then it's 3/8 on this end, and is the locking version. Mine is also SK. I bought it with a birthday coupon right before they put it on Steals and Deals for like $10 less. So, you win some, you lose some. I guess I still won overall. Okay, so here we've got the snap-on, and like everyone else, or like a lot of people, I got to remind myself to actually try to use this because I'm just not used to it. But it's a snap-on, indexing head ratchet with my favorite blue handles. Here was a pickup. This is KC Tool. It's kind of like a compact 3/8 extra long roto head that Mr. Subaru did a video on, so that's where I got that idea. And then here's an old school proto I got off of Garage Journal. It's another 1/4 inch indexing head. I wanted to get like the Mac version, but I couldn't find it. And so then somebody was selling this proto and they never used it. It was like brand new. So that is my 1/4 inch, and I will not upgrade it or trade it. I like it a lot. I should say this is my most used service ratchet. I use it for oil changes more so than spark plugs. But technically, it's your gear wrench spark plug ratchet. It works just like the snap-on, works flawless, great ratchet. There's a standard length gear wrench, 3/8. I guess we'll start over here. There is a Mac USA 1/4 inch pry bar. There's my favorite bit driving ratchet, the snap-on. That's actually locking. It's got the button on the back. But for bit driving, I kind of like, if I'm going to get in there, and so I don't strip out a small fastener, I like being able to lock that head, even with the button on it, so I'll never trade that. And then next to that is a Mac, pretty much the same thing. It's a locking bit driver. And then we've got two identical Hazits practically, but one's a bit driver, like probably the strongest 1/4 inch bit driver on the market. Like it's built like most Hazit ratchets, like freaking tank. That's that guy. Love that thing. Although man, does it retain bits good. It's a good thing it's got a little hole in the back so you can tap the bit out. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to retrieve it, especially with the stubby bits. Normal bits a little bit easier. And then you got the 1/4 inch locking version of that right there. And down here, you've got some more bit ratchets. You got the Easy Red, very handy. Probably my favorite long reach bit ratchet, the Matco, which has 1/4 inch and 5/16 bits on either end. It's not flex head because that doesn't exist right now. But it is reversible. Very nice. And it's 12 inch, which I don't know if Vim makes one in 12 inch like that. But anyway, whoever makes it for Matco, it's freaking great. Looks like a Vim, but who knows. Here we've got the 15 inch, 1/4 inch Matco locking flex head. The longest, kind of like their 30 inch. It's the longest 1/4 inch locking flex head on the market, to my knowledge. Then you've got, again, your standard gear wrench. Here you've got a slightly shorter or a lot shorter. Carlisle 1/4-inch locking flex, also excellent. A great 1/4-inch ratchet. I might actually like this one as much as my Mac over there. And it's just a regular flex, not locking. But the flex holds up, the flex is very tight, so it holds position well. That's the snap-on. And then here I've got the standard snap-on 1/4-inch roto. Here I've got my one of two Koken ratchets. This is my 1/4-inch flex. That's the old 24 tooth, not locking. This is one of my snap-on TEM 70s that I featured in a video. So it's right there. This one's from 1982, I believe. Awesome ratchet. And then here is another great ratchet. This is a Carlisle stubby. I don't know if you can still get this locking flex head stubby. Here's your stubby 1/4-inch flex head snap-on. Here's your 3/8 flex head snap-on. Snap-on's freaking amazing. Here's the Carlisle 3/8 stubby locking. Here's a Koken 1/2-inch stubby, also amazing. If you need a 1/2-inch stubby, just get that one. There's not a lot of options, and that one's probably the best. All right, going to the next drawer. And like I said, I will go over these in much more detail in future videos. But there you go. There's my ratchet collection at work. Believe me, there's a lot more at home, including some of my actual collection ratchets, collectible ratchets. Those all get used. All right, so here we've got a 3/8 stubby set from OEM Tools. Like I said, here's the Fun Dip ratchet in that set, which probably, as you know, there's a bit adapter for that ratchet, so that with those would have done the same thing as the Vims. But guess how much the Vim set costs it's like 60, 70 bits in it versus, 20, 25 bits and then this set. Granted, you get some sockets there, but. All right, and then we've got a pass-through set back here, Cobalt. And actually, the irony is, I found that set when I needed it online. I think they were already clearancing this style out, but I really like this style. And so later I was able to find the extension and then the adapter to make it like a regular, a regular set. And then also I found the actual ratchet that goes with it, just sitting there like on clearance for $10, like unnoticed for years at my local Lowe's. So I managed to piece together a complete set, and it works really well. Now this is the one that's kind of supposed to cover multiple sizes. It's like spline drive. As you saw on the tour, I've got the perfect complement to it, the Pittsburgh set. Which is your standard 6-point. Okay, so over here, this is a set of Snap-on midget wrenches. I should probably put that in the wrench drawer, but whatever. Worry about that later. This is my Snap-on Impact 1/4-inch wobble wobble sockets. Down here we've got. And this has actually come in handy. I'm really glad I bought this, or actually I traded the Snap-on version of this for this. I think it was practically an even trade. He might have even given me some money back. But this is the locking wobble extension set from Snap-on. Now, that being said, I did actually have a need for the Wobble Plus set that I traded back in, so I went with Koken, which was much more affordable. This is the Wobble Fix 3/8 set, identical to Snap-on in the range of lengths. This is a Snap-on 1/4-inch Wobble Plus set. Down here, believe it or not, I bought these because I ran across a job where I needed these, and I haven't used them since. This is the mid-length Snap-on 3/8 Impact Wobble set. And I'll show you why I don't use these. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to need them at some point. If not, maybe I'll sell them. I don't know yet. But anyway, back here I've got this is a Capri Tools. And I think this is an 8 and a 9. Yeah, 8 and a 9 extended reach, wrench with 0 offset. And then here is this actually complements, where is it? This set here. This is the Matco, extra long 0 offset set. It's got a flex head here. This is actually, spline drive. It's got a flex head here and, the fixed 0 offset on the other end. And I think that also is, what is that? That's 8 millimeters on both sides. So that's an 8 millimeter. Yeah, because this set over here starts at 10. Those are non-flex head. All right, so, and then here I've got my my Cornwell locking chrome extension set. This is the reason I took the Stav Villas home. because I got a good deal on this. But I really do like the Davila locking extensions. I've had no issues with those. And then here is Also Tools extractor wrench set. This is the extra long zero offset. So it's not the it's not the offset end. I should say it's not the offset end. It's the zero offset, but the straight wrench. So it kind of also works like a brake, basically like a breaker wrench because of the length. So I haven't really used these that much. I can't say how good they work, but I will definitely let you know when I do. And they were on sale, so I kind of ordered them. I wanted one of the USA Also Tools ratchets for my collection, so I kind of threw those in because they were on sale. And I took my snap-on set of this home, so at some point I intend to use these. But most of the time I find myself using this set or this set. This is the Matco version of the not the Easy Red, used to be Easy Red, of the mountain wrenches. This is the old style. As you might have noticed, Matco has changed its style and is unique again. But this is the old style. Before Harbor Freight carried it, Matco was the best deal for me because of the warranty. And then here is actually this is the Icon zero offset set, similar to the famous gear wrench, extra long zero offset wrenches. And the Icon version, fantastic. These are made by Cabo. You can tell oftentimes if it's a Cabo wrench because that is a telltale sign. That screw right there. And I don't know if that's copper, brass, or what material the screw is, but you will, if you see that, it's probably made by Cabo. So this is actually a fantastic wrench set, highly recommended. Lifetime warranty, very affordable, branded Icon. And I think that does it for this drawer. So we're gonna go on to the next one. Come along as I close a drawer and open the other. That smooth slide of the Macsimizer. It's very ASMR-ific. All right, what do we have back here? This is a Tecton 12-point set, just in case I need it. I kind of did this myself as kind of like an idea. So these may be the best sockets on the planet. These Matco anti-slip impact sockets. They're thin wall. They fit on a bunch of different things. They act like extractors and like magnetic sockets. They will hold the fastener. Like I said, I briefly featured it in the parking brake video. These are great. They actually could take the place of multiple other sockets. And their finish holds up a lot better than Snap-on per se. For an impact socket, holds up really well. And also they hold up really well. Like I have yet to see any deformations on the business end of those sockets. So I've got the deep in 3/8 and the deep in 1/4 inch. They sometimes have BOGO deals. Pick them up. If you're new to the industry and need a socket set, just get those. They'll take you a long way. I think you can even use them for external torques. I don't know. I have those sockets, but I think you can. And this version here is actually the Koken version. It's like the same, pretty much the same technology. These are chrome, obviously, so I've got the stubbies in chrome. And I more or less did that because I just thought it would be cool. I use these most of the time, but these Kokens are obviously also fantastic. They're just not for impact use. So here I've got a whole set of the Mac Impact. I actually put this together because if you buy the Mac adapter set, it has some chrome and some impact. But I went and worked with my Mac dealer to make it an entirely impact set, just to have me covered. Because I also have the Snap-on adapter set here, where some is impact, some's chrome. And technically I think none of these are technically supposed to be used on an impact, but these actually all are. So you can get your own impact adapter set for Mac by working with your Mac dealer, or call up customer service and they can find those individually and they'll probably swap them out and send it out to you. It's a little more money than if you just buy the set as it is, but not much. And I think it's worth it. And then back here, just got a couple. That's an SK from my SK 1/2-inch extension, impact extension set. That set's still great, but I had a chance to pick up the Snap-on set. It doesn't come with this, so I took the SKs home. But they're totally, after 10 years of use, they're still totally fine. I didn't need that. I just did it. And then some of these are Carlisle's, I think, adapters there. And then, of course, my collection of extended reach ratchet-like tools. I've got the Snap-on Brute long, Snap-on Brute short. I've got the brushed Snap-on quarter. This is, I actually use this a lot on brake caliper bolts, and I am in the rust belt, but I think this thing gets a bad rap. You put a 5.0 amp hour battery on it, all but like the most rusted brake caliper bolts, or if you're doing like medium duty trucks and up like all the time, then yeah, you're gonna want to go with air. But most of the time, this is great for brake services. I really like this tool. I mean, I've never had an issue with it. Like I said, I've got other tools if it can't handle the job, but most of the time it can. And here I have a shallow Mac 12-point impact set in the traditional Mac tray. Hope they never get rid of that. And back here I've got one of my most used sets. This is my 1/2-inch snap-on impact set. All right, so here we've got a snap-on deep 3/8 impact set, goes up to 24. We've got the snap-on mid-length 3/8 impact set, goes up to 19. These are the impact wobble sockets I use most of the time. That's the Matco, best available in my opinion. That's a great set. And then here we've got, as I mentioned, the snap-on 1/2-inch impact set. Below that we've got the universals. That's a snap-on set. And then here, something I don't use that often, but basically it's like a 12-point mid-length 1/4-inch flip socket set from Snap-on. It's not really supposed to be for impact use. It's more for your screw gun, but I've tried it. I don't think they hold up as well as impact sockets, but it's a good set, but I don't really use it that much. That's why it hides down here. And then I've got the Snap-on 3/8 impact extension set. And then I also have the Proto locking 3/8 impact extension set. Proto is like 1/4 of the price of Mac, or 1/3. It's the best deal out there. You can get this from Zorro if you don't want to pay the tool truck bucks. And then down there I've got an Icon with the traditional ball connection 3/8 impact extension set, which I use as a backup to the Snap-on, or if sometimes I'm annoyed by the locking collar and I just want a ball connection, I'll dig out the Icons. They're pretty much just as good for a fraction of the price. Of course, made in Taiwan versus USA. And I've got some miscellaneous socket sizes that aren't in the other sets. These go with the Astro set. So this set in the shallow tray here is actually the, hit the camera there. That's the stubby, those are the stubby sockets from Astro. Those are the standard length from Sunex. And then down here, these are Matco ADV. Oh, we're losing our focuser. There we go. These are Matco ADV. These are Cornwell mid-deep impact 1/4-inch sockets. As far as I know, Cornwell's the only one that makes mid-length impact. As you can see, I use the 10 a lot. Is the only one that makes impact 1/4-inch mid-length sockets in a full set. Maybe Gray Pneumatic does, but anyway, I went Cornwell. Those are actually made in USA at the original factory. Badass. And then an SK deep 1/4-inch impact socket set. Let's see, did we miss anything? I don't think so. There's that drawer. On to the next one. Doo-doo-doo-doo. All right, so down here we've got the Mac Flex Head ratcheting wrench set, metric, obviously. The reason I like that is because they're kind of between a stubby and a regular length ratchet, so they do more, so they kind of fit in more places than, say, your traditional length ratcheting wrench set. And this is a complete set from Gear Wrench. It goes from, I think, 10 to 25. No, 8 to 25. And then I have a random, I think this is a 6. It's a Tecton. Can you read that? It just doesn't want to focus. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so it's a Tecton 6mm. All right, so random Tecton. That's the old style with a 6-point. And then, of course, you've got the wrench deal for Mac. That's the whole set. I think it's like 6 to 32. Yeah, it was great. It's not RBRT, but as you know, I picked up the RBRT version, branded USAG, which I featured in a recent video. So here is a Snap-on reversible 8mm ratcheting wrench. Next to that is a Snap-on 10mm wrench with a quick socket on the end. That's pretty good for like quick, speedy jobs on certain things. And over here is This is a great tool. I mean, I originally saw it branded Matco, but now you can get it branded Quinn. This is basically your lug nut torque wrench. Like, it actually defaults to 80 foot-pounds, and then it goes up to, I forget, like 150, 160. But anyway, it's really good for quick jobs. I still prefer the, I'll show you what I prefer to this, but I use this most of the time just because it's fast and convenient. And then down here, I've got the rest of the Snap-on reversible ratcheting wrench set. Starts at 10, goes to 19. And then down here, I've got your traditional Snap-on wrenches, 10 to 19. Flying Thread Plus, of course. And then there's the Mueller Cups, the original wrench extender from Mueller Cups. And, or Coops, or whatever. On to the next one. Cups, Coops. Here's another one where we'll spend a lot more time, probably in the future. It's kind of proud of my pliers collection and the order in which they are organized. But basically, you've got a bunch of different pliers. This is kind of a cool one from Knipex. See that weird angle? I think it was Nuts and Bolts with Tone has that, and he was talking about it, and it looked useful, so I went and bought it off of Amazon. It's not very expensive. And then I've got, this is actually the, this is the Snap-on. It's a 6, I think it's the 6-inch, but this is the one that has the, that's the one that has the jaw for like grabbing, grabbing a nut. So you can take, you can take off seized, fat. You can put some pressure on a seized fastener with that thing. Now, granted, it's a smaller size, but the next to that is the like the heavy duty, that Snap-on slip joint plier where it locks on and doesn't let go. That's that guy, the high leverage, I think they call it. There's a traditional Snap-on slip joint. Longer slip joint, there is a Klein. I think Klein makes the best. Crap, what do you call them? Basically, electrician's pliers, linesman's pliers. Yeah. And then we've got the Snap-on duckbills. I did have the channel locks. I still have them, but the teeth were wearing out. So I decided to take those home, and I bought the Snap-on. I hate to say, I'm a big fan of channel locks, so I hate to say anything's an upgrade, but it kind of is. And then next to that is the, whatchamacallit? Those are super thin needle nose from NWS. And then let's see, across here, you've got some traditional needle nose Snap-ons. You got long needle nose. You've got the, with the comfort grip handle version of the Knipex, those new slip joint pliers with the screw extractor on the end, multi-position. You've got, technically it's a spark plug plier, boot pliers from Knipex, but they're also the ring pliers, a shorter version. Let's see, we've got the Knipex extra long needle nose set. We've got a Mac extra long 90-degree needle nose. We've got the rebranded NWS, dikes, cutting dikes from Cobalt. Irwin. Yeah, Irwin. There's a pair of Klein cutting dikes. I think Klein makes the best cutting dikes too. Those are actually the insulated ones. That's just I actually got sent those to test out. That's why I have that style handle, not actually for electrical use. They get used here, unless I'm doing electrical repairs on my own building, but that's a different story. All right, so then we got the extra long cutting dikes Snap-on. We've got a small pair of cutting dikes channel lock. Next to that, we've got the 3 Knipex bolt cutters. And then we've got a mix of Matco and Knipex branded, the great Cobra pliers. They are great. Next to that, we've got 3 different options for the plier wrenches from Knipex. Then next to that, I've got an old school Craftsman. I'm not sure what you call it, but it's got a really interesting jaw. I think they might have used them for like maybe removing oil filters, like was the idea. I don't remember, but they had a specific purpose, and I have them here. I was lucky enough to get a pair before they stopped making them. And then next to that is an SK, the SK channel lock style pliers, basically similar to your old Craftsman's with the black handles. And then down here, I've got some tin snippers. This pair I inherited from my great uncle, still like bulletproof. Those are Milwaukee's, different angle. There's like some of the best electrician shears you can get. I've got 2 pairs of these. I like these so much I got a pair for home. That is Knipex Milwaukee scissors, absolutely fantastic. That is the the original, the 8-inch, I think, or whatever, snap-on, adjustable, needle nose pliers, like the ones that everyone loves. Probably the best pliers made in a long time, to come out in a long time. There's end nippers. All right, and we're back. There's a couple of people picking up a U-Haul outside, and I didn't want them to end up on the camera or their conversation. So had to take a little break and do some other stuff at the shop. It's a Saturday, I think, as I mentioned. Okay, so back to the tour. So this right here, in my opinion, is the best pair of flush cutters you can buy. This is the Snap-on extended handle or reach, basically. And these are the ones made in Spain, I believe. And then these are the Snap-on USAs. They're also very good. But I think I prefer these. They have like the sharpest blades, and they hold up pretty well. You're just cutting plastic zip ties, so these things are a little bit overkill for that. Although I will say this, I think these are more brittle. Like, these things will bend, they won't snap. So you can still use them even if you accidentally screw something up. And then this here is your hood prop, is one hood prop tool. There's another one. That's a pair of vice grips. I think that's Matco. These are my channel lock nut busters. Incredible. And they really do work, and they're excellent. So I don't know why anyone would complain about them. Okay. Anyway, moving on. So there is, what is that? I think that's the Snap-on. Yeah, that's the Snap-on, Peterson vice grips. Snap-on now owns this company. Remember, it was like Eagle Grip from Malco for a while, so they bought the factory. So you're going to see more of those from Snap-on. Next to that, I've got a pair of, I think that's Mac. Those are Mac they're parrot nose to an extent, kind of similar to the nut busters. They have a couple of different interesting angles on them, if you can see that down there. And then this is a great set of Tecton vice grips. These are, made in Taiwan, and they're fantastic. And they do have the little, the end hole, so you can stick a screwdriver handle through. Definitely, they're up there with the Milwaukees. They're very good. Zero complaints with the Tecton set. But they have, you can get the leverage on the nut there, which is really nice. And then over here, I've got a heavy-duty pick set from Mayhew. I'll be honest, I don't use this too much because a lot of times I just use the larger Pittsburgh set I've had forever. But I got these for like $10 on clearance from a local machine shop that also has a store. And below that is the Carlisle, which is identical to the Matco, but much cheaper, hose ring pliers. In fact, sometimes you can find that set for under $100. It's the one that Matco charges like $180 for, made in Taiwan. Better than probably the Chinese ones, but I will say the Mac Chinese ones I featured in the last video, not bad. And here we've got I haven't opened this yet because I actually warrantied out another set of the green handles. These are your extra long Snap-on Comfort Grip blue pick set. And that's a short Comfort Grip Snap-on pick set. And then here is basically a long right angle pick. That's a Mac. Next to that is I think that's a cotter pin puller. I'm not sure, but anyway, it's aggressive hook pick from Mac, and then a smaller, that might also be a cotter pin style, has a little bend in it. That's another Mac. Various picks for various tasks. Okay, we've got one last drawer. We're getting somewhere. All right. And here's my air tool collection. So we've got the Matco, that's the old style, 1,600 foot-pound, heavy whamma jamma beast there. That's the new 1,200 pound Matco I just featured. That's turns out 800 and I think 50, or was it 885? I don't remember. 858, whatever it is. It's well over 800 foot-pound, has it, which is much lighter than everything else. That is the Snap-on 3/8 stubby. There is, obviously, those are stubbies. And there is the right angle Astro, which is what I turn to when the battery-powered Milwaukee doesn't work. Back here, we've got a really nice die grinder from Mac Tools, with that angle. It's a great angle on it, 45 degree, I think. The next to that is actually an SP Air. That is the sealed head ratchet. That's actually an impacting ratchet. And it goes up to it has crazy foot-pounds and crazy RPM, 600 RPM. It's almost a little overpowered for quarter-inch stuff. So I don't use it that much, but you can fit it anywhere. And again, that is the sealed head design. I think SP Air might make the Mac version. I'm not sure. But there's a now discontinued, but I absolutely love Astro die grinder, Astro pneumatic Onyx die grinder. You can rotate the trigger on it to get it out of the way. It's really cool. That's the Mac, kind of the old school Mac mini die grinder set. Just great die grinder. I love those things. This Matco set, these are like I think the 0.85 horsepower. But I think this is like the perfect blend of power and without being too large or too overpowered. So instead of the 1-inch, I decided to go with these 0.85 horsepower die grinders. The set from Matco, it was the BOGO set. So you buy one, you get one free. You buy one, you get one free there. It was a good set. And then there's my old Matco stubby 1/2-inch impact. I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. I still like it, and it actually is a little bit stubbier than the new one. So it kind of still has a place, and I can't part with it just yet. And then behind that is the Snap-on 1/4-inch, I believe. That's the metal digital torque wrench. And then this guy right here, this is the Snap-on beam style torque wrench, 1/2-inch. This thing is actually, I enjoy using much better than this. And if I was just a DI, if I was just doing this for fun and I wasn't on a time crunch, I'd probably opt for that more often. And in fact, I don't really know if there's much of a difference, between the two in terms of setup, because this thing you can actually leave on your last setting. So you leave it at like 80 or 90 foot-pounds. It's not under tension based on the setting. It actually applies the tension when you go to use it. So you don't have to zero a beam style torque wrench out. So that one's probably as fast as the other one. I don't know. I just grabbed the other one because it's up there and it's not in a case. And I'm pretty anal, so I keep my cases and even most of my lids. So here we've got Chicago Pneumatic. This is actually a great set. This is it's a complete set of my protected lug nut sockets. Impact sockets. And this actually has a lifetime warranty. There's the part number, and it's the most complete set I could find, including sizes that I've never had to use. So this is my Mac. It's rebranded. I forget the name of the company, but it's a very common, probably the most common for the torque limiting impact extensions. I'll just open that so you see what I'm talking about. I know there's a simpler term for it, but these guys, they basically limit your torque. And in my experience, so what I typically do is I'll take like one of these tools or my battery tools. Like a lot of times I'll, rather than hooking up the air, I'll just grab my Milwaukee Gen 2 mid-torque 1/2-inch, the 600 foot-pound guy. That's probably my most used impact. And I'll put it on the second setting and I'll use that and I'll hammer it until it stops turning and gives it a couple of and I'll stop, and then I'm usually within a few foot-pounds of torquing it down with the torque wrench. So it really, if you know what you're doing, you know how to use these torque sticks. That's what I was looking for, but technically they're extensions, not the sticks. They don't have sockets on the end. But if you know how to use those, they will save time. I don't care what anyone else says, they're wrong. And you know what? I think this is my 3/8 digital torque wrench. That's right, yeah. This is the 1/2-inch Snap-on beam style wrench, and then back there is the 1/2-inch Snap-on digital torque wrench. And that pretty much completes the tour of my Macsimizer. I will say I absolutely love this thing. I will have it forever. It's a great box. It's a great roll cart. It's just great all around. Zero complaints with this thing. I absolutely love it. And that concludes today's tour. So what I'm going to have for you next week is I'm going to go over some of my my diagnostic tools that I keep in the office and kind of do an updated shop tour. And I think that'll be the end of the tours. From there, we're probably going to do some tool reviews. I may, time permitting, I'll be honest, I'm a little bit short-staffed right now at the shop, so I just don't have time to set up cameras to record a lot of the repair work we do during the week. I'm literally running around like a chicken with its head cut off. But who knows? We might do some repair videos in the future. Maybe I'll stage some things for the weekend and try to get that recorded. But we're going to keep this rolling from week to week, so stay tuned.